one final time in 2018, we join you from Walt Disney World for the Braves' final TV broadcast of spring training baseball. This afternoon, Atlanta will host a split squad of the New York Yankees on a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Hi again, friends. Joe Simpson, Chip Carey. Welcome back to Braves baseball. Julio Teheran has the ball for Atlanta. Joe, he's the opening day starter, and if his spring numbers are any indication, it looks like he's ready for his tune-up and more today.
One of the things he said he wanted to do this winter was try to improve his slider and work on his changeup, and I think he's done just that this spring. His numbers bear that out. He's only given up 2 runs in 20-plus innings, and one thing that I looked at also was that he's only allowed 1 home run. Typically down here, he gives up a ton of homers. Not this year. His last outing, a beauty. He pitched in the 7th inning. I don't know whether he'll pitch that deep into the ballgame today. Like you said, it's a tune-up, so we'll look for 4 or 5 innings from him today.
Hopefully they'll be as sharp as the previous 20-plus so far down here in Orlando. Luis Severino will pitch for the Yankees. He's their opening day starter. Perfect afternoon for baseball. Lineups and first pitch from Disney coming right up.
Brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Perfect afternoon for baseball here at Walt Disney World and Champion Stadium. As you see, not a cloud in the sky, 71 degrees. Joe Simpson, Chip Carey with you for our final Central Florida broadcast of spring training baseball. Joe and I will rejoin you Monday night when the Braves play the Yankees in a SunTrust Park spectacular. As you see, the defensive lineup for Atlanta today, Danny Santana gets the start in left field. That job's still open, according to Brian Snitker. The infield, Rio Ruiz, Charlie Culberson starting at shortstop, Albies and Freeman right side. And we'll get our first look at Chris Stewart behind the plate. Another option for the Braves, Joe, as they figure out their roster. They might carry 3 catchers, and Chris Stewart certainly in that conversation.
You know, we're less than a week away from opening day, and when there are jobs still open, according to the manager, you only have a few more at-bats, a few more innings to show what you can do to try to cement your place on this ball club. So that's what these guys will try to do today.
Yeah, the Braves made a couple of roster moves after the game yesterday. They sent Aaron Blair, Lucas Sims, and Matt Whistler back to minor league camp. So 3 of those names will not be heading north with the ball club for the 25-man roster. And Brian told me before the game they'll have some meetings tonight to start to figure out which direction the Braves want to go for opening day, which of course is coming up Thursday at SunTrust Park against the Phillies. There's no question who's going to start for the Braves in 2018. First game assignment goes to Julio Teheran, Joe, and he's on the mound today.
And Julio is hoping for kind of a bounce-back year, and not just kind of. He really would like to improve on these numbers. It was a career high in losses, a career high in ERA. His walks per innings pitched were the highest in his career, and it was the fewest strikeouts. So overall, there were stretches of the season for Julio that did not go his way. He got off to a good start. He had a rough middle of the season, and he had a horrible record at home.
Yeah, the home record was the shocking one, a 3-10 mark, ERA almost 6, and the home run ball at SunTrust Park, something you touched on in the opening comments, really, really hurt him.
Yeah, 31 and all. That was a career high also in home runs. But he can improve on all of those, and the way he's pitching this spring gives everybody reason to believe he's at age 27, maybe on the cusp of his best year ever.
Hopefully that'll be the case. Hopefully he'll tune up well today against this Yankee lineup presented by Josh Bard, who's the acting manager. The Yankees, with a split squad club today, have Aaron Hicks, Gary Sanchez, and Greg Bird. Those guys are regular players for the Yankees. They'll be the first three on their lineup card today. Tyler Austin, the DH. Tyler Wade at third. Ronald Torres is their shortstop. Gleyber Torres, former Cub farmhand, is their second baseman. Billy McKinney is in right field, and Shane Robinson, a veteran major leaguer, last with the St. Louis Cardinals, will be in left field, and he'll be hitting ninth today. So we've got today's game, we've got tomorrow, and then the Braves will make their way from Lakeland to Atlanta and play Monday at SunTrust Park.
7:30. 7:30 start. Brandon McCarthy will get the starting nod for the Braves that night.
Big crowd, as you expect, here in Orlando with the Yankees in town, and a big cheer for Aaron Hicks, the Yankees center fielder. He'll lead things off. Hicks hitting 186 this spring with a homer, a couple of RBIs. And Julio ready to go with his first pitch of the day. It just missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Little chopper right side. That'll be a piece of cake for Ozzie Albies, and Hicks rolls over for the game's first out.
I thought Anibal Sanchez pitched a really good game yesterday. He was 1 pitch away really from throwing shutout baseball for 5 innings. So I didn't feel like he hurt himself yesterday in his efforts to try to be the 5th guy when needed.
And that's another one of the jobs that's still in a state of flux for the Braves. Again, they won't need a 5th starter until about 10 days into the regular season, so the Braves can manipulate their roster to figure out when to fill that spot. But you're right, Brian Snitker was raving about Sanchez and the job he did yesterday. Looked very crisp, very sharp, and as Brian said, his pitchability was eye-opening. As Gary Sanchez, the young superstar catcher for New York, gets his first look at Teheran today. Another chopper into the shift. Ozzie with a good throw. 2 outs.
We see Sanchez batting second for the Yankees, and this spring Aaron Boone has talked about Giancarlo Stanton or Aaron Judge even batting first or second in their lineup, up high there.
Yeah, he had Judge leading off yesterday with Stanton second. How about how about that possibility for New York? Well, the Yankees are looking forward to having this guy healthy all year long. Greg Bird, terrific first base prospect, and popped out a play foul. You know, last year for the Yankees, Joe Girardi's final season, it was a quote-unquote rebuilding year. Well, it was some rebuilding year for New York. They took the Astros to Game 7 of the ALCS with a very young and inexperienced roster. And the Yankees parted ways with Joe Girardi and brought in Aaron Boone, from the ESPN booth to be their manager. And this is not Greg Bird. This is Ryan McBroom, a late lineup change for New York. So we'll find out what's up with that.
Like you said, they're hoping to keep Bird on the field because of so many injuries that he's suffered the last couple of years. Hopefully it's not something of that nature that forced him out of the lineup.
So no Bird, but Ryan McBroom hitting third for the Yankees. And there's an off-speed pitch from Julio and a beauty. He's sharp again. 3 up, 3 down. Hicks, Sanchez, and McBroom are swept away, and the Braves are coming up. A crisp 1-2-3 top of the first. He's the Braves opening day starter. Now Atlanta's offense will face the Yankees opening day starter. And Luis Severino last year, Joe, had a breakout year in pinstripes.
I'll say he did. Third in the Cy Young voting in the American League last year. 14-6, 2.98 ERA. And he's picked up where he left off. He's having a good spring. 1-0, a 3.24 ERA down here in Florida. 6 feet, 195 pounds, 24 years old.
And he generates 95 miles an hour with that very, very short, crisp semi-windup that so many pitchers are using now. And he knows how to strike people out. Last year, Severino threw 193 innings and struck out 230 big league batters.
That's pretty good. And in the American League with no pitcher batting.
And Ender didn't get a high 96-mile-an-hour fastball, so Severino keeps his scouting report accurate. 1 up and 1 down. Here's Brian Snitker's Toyota starting 9. Ozzie Albies, Freddie Freeman second and third. Nick Markakis cleaning up. We'll get a look at Charlie Culberson at short. Preston Tucker DH, Danny Santana, Rio Ruiz, and Chris Stewart will catch and hit ninth. Here's Ozzie hitting 300 this spring, a couple of homers.
It's fun today coming to the ballpark and watching the Braves go through situations on the infield today. Even with the shift, they'd put infielders in a shift and work on ground balls and who would cover for double plays. And boy, oh boy, can this guy turn it from any spot. But the star of the day defensively on those drills may be the guy that's on deck right now, Freddie Freeman. He was unbelievable at first.
One ball, 2 strikes. Little chopper hit towards second. That should be easy for Gleyber Torres. And the young second baseman for the Yankees takes care of the Braves second baseman. And quickly 2 outs for the aforementioned Freddie Freeman. who hit a mammoth home run here yesterday, part of a 2-hit, 2-run, 2 RBI day against the Tigers. That's yanked out of play, foul. You look at Freddie's numbers this spring, 341 average, a couple of homers. This is his 42nd at bat this spring. He struck out only 4 times. Boy, is that encouraging.
Yeah, you're in 16, so we're in 13.
He was hitting pitches today in his batting practice, and I don't know that he hit a ball to the right of second base, and nothing but line drives to left center, and some of them were pitches right in on his right knee, and he was still able to do that.
Impressive inning for Severino. A couple of strikeouts and 2 ground outs to second, just like Julio Teheran's first. In Orlando, Chip and Joe with you. Downstairs, always great to talk with Dansby Swanson, the Braves' young shortstop, whose smiling face and hair is ready for opening day 2018. Kid, what do you think? You ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like spring always feels like it lasts 2 months. But it's been a great time down here. I mean, the vibe and everything around camp's been great. All the guys on the team have been great. So definitely no complaints. And the weather's been phenomenal, too. The rain hasn't come, so it's been awesome.
I was talking just last inning, Dansby, about getting to the ballpark, seeing you go through infield situations and drills today. Have you guys done that virtually every day?
Yeah, we've well, we always do our morning work and stuff with Wash. He's one of the best, and I think that's been established by everybody. And but you know, today or this year we've implemented a lot more of team situation, scenario type stuff, and we've grown real comfortable with one another. And you can really start to see you know, how sharp we've been getting every day.
And 2 more sounding boards for you, and Eric Young and Walt Weiss, both of whom were terrific Major League infielders as well.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome just to be able to talk to and just build things off of and bounce things off of. And, you know, they definitely always keep the spirits high.
One thing I hadn't thought about in terms of just regular infield practice, but with all the shifts that are implemented nowadays, you got to be ready to take ground balls from a weird spot or turn a double play from a weird spot too.
Yeah, that's been honestly one of the biggest points of emphasis, was getting comfortable in those uncomfortable situations. Just because you're not used to sometimes playing on the other side of second, or you're not used to playing really deep in the hole, and kind of talking about and understanding if, you know, ball's hitting the gap, where do we go? And just because it does twist a little bit on, you know, the traditional aspect of positioning.
Dansby, you've had a full Major League season behind you. This is your first spring training after a full Major League season under your belt. Has it been different for you in 2018 as opposed to 2017 spring training?
Yeah, I think we always just grow with experience. And last year was definitely an experience, and I learned a lot. And you know, coming in this year, I had a real good idea of what I needed to be doing and the adjustments I needed to make. You know, I always prepare the same way. I always, you know, try and put myself in the best position to succeed. And with those adjustments and combine the two, I feel, I'm right where I need to be going into the season.
Kevin Seitzer talked to me about your hand positioning. You've adjusted that a little bit in front of you. How's that working for you this spring?
It's been great. One thing that I told myself coming into the spring was I was just going to work in my process and really believe in what I was doing. And, I see the dividends and I feel the rhythm and I feel, where I need to be at. The biggest thing was just a point of emphasis of body position and giving yourself the best chance to succeed on a, consistent basis. And that's what I've been doing so far. And, I believe that it'll lead to good things.
Have you gotten used to the peace and quiet being up the middle because you don't have Brandon Phillips chirping at you every 5 seconds like last year?
No, but he was great. He was great. I loved having him around. And, that's one thing, too, about this team is, everyone seems to be in tune with one another and enjoy each other's presence, which is always a good thing.
Tyler Wade awaits a 2-2 pitch from Julio, missed with like a slider. Full count.
Julio's been good this spring, hadn't he?
Yeah, he's been real sharp. I saw somewhere just he was working on getting his feel for his pitches back, and it seems like he's definitely on his way to being back to, old Julio.
What's he going to throw here, Dansby? What do you think?
A strike.
I like it. Well, close, but it's ball 4. Tyler Wade takes first with 1 man out. It has to have been fun this spring playing behind not just Julio, but this entire Braves starting staff. They've done excellent work by and large.
I'd say all the pitchers, really. I mean, you can't shortchange some of the relief guys, and it's always fun playing behind guys that throw strikes and they keep you involved and they keep you in the game. It just makes the whole flow of the game better, and it kind of keeps everyone on their toes, and it allows us to establish a good rhythm, not only on defense, but offensively as well.
Ronald Torres is the hitter, and flails and misses. Strike 1. Opening day last year, your first as a major league player had to be very special. What goes through your mind now, an Atlanta kid coming back to SunTrust Park for opening day 2018? What do you think that'll be like?
I try not to get any expectations, really. Honestly, it's just another opportunity to do what we love, and I think that that's something that everyone's trying to take that approach and, not building certain things up and downplaying other things, but just being who we always are and, rolling with that. But it's definitely going to be special. I mean, the atmosphere is always great. Being able to see my family and friends is always a blessing as well.
I know this is a loaded question in a way, but with all the prognosticators making calls for the National League East, do you feel like you guys are maybe overlooked a little bit?
I think it's hard to say that we, don't feel that way, but at the same time, I think that outsiders' expectations are just that. It's not the belief in this clubhouse, and it's not the belief within this team, and I think that that's ultimately all that matters. I mean, there's example after example of, you even just look at March Madness recently, what things on paper say and what actually happens. So we're just going to continue to prepare and do what we do, and we're going to expect the best out of that stuff.
Nice pick by your twin, Charlie Culberson.
Yeah, he is.
That?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Nice
I can
play.
admit that for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Dansby, good luck. Thanks so much. Can't wait to see you starting on Thursday, and have a great year, will you?
Get off to a great start.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Dansby Swanson joins us, and the Braves and Yankees scoreless after 1.5. The home second, Nick Markakis is going to lead things off for the Braves. And Nick's been a real Iron Man his first 3 years in an Atlanta uniform. He's today's SunTrust Confidence Starts Here feature. Most games played since the 2013 season.
That's something to really be proud about and talk about. Answering the bell every day.
And Luis Severino delivers a little bit low. Nick Markakis has hit .296, .269, .275 in his 3 seasons with the Braves. He's missed 12 games in those 3 years. The fewest hits he's compiled is 161. That was in year 2 for Atlanta, but that year he hit 13 home runs, which was an Atlanta high. So book him for 160 to 180 hits, 8 to 12, maybe 15 homers, 75 RBIs, and 275 or better. I think you'd take that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Here's Charlie Culberson. Made a nice pick a moment ago to start a 6-4-3 double play.
Everything from Severino is hard. His fastball's been 97 already today. Slider there, 87. Just 24 years old. Charlie, if you haven't been with us, our first 2 games, is a Georgia native, born in Rome, lives in Marietta. So he's coming home to play.
Originally a Giants draft choice, went to the Rockies. The Dodgers signed him as a minor league free agent. The Braves acquired him with Scott Kazmir, Brandon McCarthy, Adrian Gonzalez, and cash for Matt Kemp. That was right before Christmas last year. And Charlie's a guy that can play just about anywhere for you. The perfect utility guy. Who really blossomed in postseason play for the Dodgers last year, especially in the league championship series against the Cubs. 5 hits in 5 games and 11 at bats, and then went 3 for 5 against the Astros in the World Series, including a home run. He just struck out on a 98-mile-an-hour pitch.
Well, like I said a couple of days ago, he saved the Dodgers bacon in the NLCS because Seager was hurt and couldn't play shortstop. So they took him off the roster for the NLCS and plugged in Charlie for every game at shortstop, and boy, did he do good work.
So Preston Tucker gets a chance. He's the DH today for the Braves. Tucker at .370. He is in the mix for the opening day left field assignment for the Braves.
I was talking to Nick Markakis about him today around the batting cage, and he said one of the things he's noticed and liked is that Tucker can hit left-handed pitching, which is kind of hard to find these days from a left-handed hitter.
Ender can hit lefties. Nick can hit lefties. Freddie Freeman can hit lefties. So
right.
You're right. That's a nice weapon for Brian Snitker for what figures to be a short bench for Atlanta. And all the off days and that first road trip to Denver, where you know you're going to go through your pitching staff. You won't be able to pinch it perhaps as much as you'd like in the early days. So a new bat for Tucker after Severino cracked the last one. And Preston protects and stays alive. As hard as Severino throws, he's got an excellent changeup too. Pitch he helped work on with Pedro Martinez a couple of years ago. And he might have just broken another bat. That's 2 in this sequence.
I know they don't keep track of such things, but they ought to keep track for Severino and how many he's going to break this year. It'll be a lot.
That's well hit deep toward right. But on the track, McKinney makes the play, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down in the Atlanta second. Still no score.
Brought to you by Delta Airlines, Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Scoreless after 2. Gleyber Torres will lead off for the Yankees in the 3rd inning. Packed house here at Champion Stadium, as you'd expect, with the Bronx Bombers in town. And one of the Yankees' top prospects is this young man, Gleyber Torres, who's got the start at second base. Torres came over from the Cubs when Chicago needed a closer in their World Series winning year. That closer was Aroldis Chapman, who since has come back to the New York Yankees.
He's not had a real good spring, and he got off to a real slow start and hasn't really gotten better from there. And that prompted the Yankees, who thought he might be their second baseman this year. They went out and signed Neil Walker, veteran second baseman.
Torres almost swung out of his shirt to hit that pitch that was up, but he missed it. 2-1 the count. Well, it sounds so strange to say, according to the Yankees notes, their 2017 team was the youngest Yankees average age roster in almost a quarter century. Now, you think of the Yankees going out and getting all those high-priced veteran players to try to win the East and a World Championship. Swing and a miss at 92. Torres is down on strikes. Julio's got 3 already. But Brian Cashman, like the Braves, has really done an excellent job of putting an excellent product on the field and rebuild the farm system. And now those kids are coming up.
Well, they're going to have a heck of a team this year. They won the Giancarlo Stanton sweepstakes. And together with Aaron Judge and the likes of Gary Sanchez, that's a very formidable middle of the lineup, depending on where they all bat.
This is Billy McKinney, former #1 pick of the A's.
He's had a good spring. 5 homers, 12 RBIs.
But they've got a real crowded outfield situation, and that's where he plays. So tough for McKinney to crack the 25-man roster for New York, you'd figure. They'll have Judge, they'll have Stanton, they'll have Aaron Hicks, they'll have Brett Gardner. Still have Jacoby Ellsbury,
who they've tried like crazy to move in a trade. Nobody wants that contract. Lifted toward left.
And Danny Santana tracks it down without trouble. McKinney hit it a long way the other way, but he's the second out.
You and I were talking before the ball game about the left field situation, and it occurred to me with Santana out there today, what a great game defensively he turned in the night that Mike Fultonevich almost pitched a no-hitter. He made several good plays out in Oakland. So he's certainly a candidate, along with being able to play in the infield.
Here's Shane Robinson. And a breaking ball in for a strike. Robinson's pride of Florida State. Saw him play quite a bit with the Cardinals. And Julio had him fooled with that pitch. It's 0-2.
Took a little off, a little slower breaking ball than the one before.
Little chopper toward third. That'll be easy. And it is. Julio Teheran has faced the minimum through 3 hitless innings against the Yankees. Still no score. The Braves in the third. Danny Santana, Rio Ruiz, and Chris Stewart are coming up. All of them would love to say hello to the Braves' new first base coach, Eric Young Sr., who had a terrific major league career. You might remember his son, E.Y. Jr., was briefly a Brave.
And beat the Braves with a home run, as I recall, last year for Anaheim. Eric Sr. brings a wealth of experience, not only as a player, but as a coach, as you saw, having been with the Diamondbacks and Rockies as a first base coach.
First time Severino's gone 3-0 to a Braves hitter. Danny Santana is that man. Couple of homers, 4 RBIs this spring, hitting .277.
And signed with the team as a non-roster player and invited to camp.
Over Ron Washington's head, down the third base line. Up the middle. Nice play. It's short. Severino might have slowed that down with the tip of his glove. And Torres made an excellent play, showing good range, and then Labor Torres smart to dump and get out of the way.
Yeah, they almost collided. Nice 360 spin and an accurate throw. Good play. You know, with this improved offense the Yankees are going to have, and Severino winning 14 games last year, he might be the odds-on favorite to be the first guy to 20 wins this season.
Well, the Yankees last year scored 858 runs, and the big addition was Giancarlo Stanton and his 59 homers to their already stacked lineup. Chop toward third. And Leo's retired. 2 outs.
Well, those are good weapons when you're throwing 95 to 97, and then you come back with that changeup at 83, because everybody's geared up, loaded up to try to get on that fastball.
Yeah, 2 years ago, this guy was 3-8, ERA of 5.83. Last year, 14-6, a 2.98 ERA, as you said, in the American League East, to be more precise. Extremely impressive work. There's Chris Stewart bats. One of the questions: will the Braves carry 3 catchers among their 25 roster spots? And they won't have to use a 5th starter. In the early days of the year, to be able to carry a 3rd catcher, a real luxury. A subject which will come up tonight, as we said. Brian Snitker told us before the game he's going to meet with Alex Anthopoulos, and they'll really start to try to come to some consensus as to how to make up the 25-man squad for opening day.
Chris spent some time with the Yankees in the big leagues in 08, 2012, 2013.
And he'll fly out to Aaron Hicks in straightaway center, and Severino is perfect through 3. The duel is on. Tehran and Severino, no scores. We head to the 4th.
Don't miss.
The 2018 spring training schedule doesn't stop in Florida. Don't miss the final spring training game in Atlanta when the Braves take on the Yankees at SunTrust Park Monday, March 26th. Followed by the Future Stars exhibition game on Tuesday the 27th. To get your tickets to both games, go to Braves.com/tickets.
Brandon McCarthy scheduled to start for the Braves Monday against the Yankees. I'm not aware of an announcement on the starter for the Futures game as yet.
Workout day on Wednesday, we presume. Then Thursday afternoon, the Phillies. And Braves will tee it up for real. Julio's faced the minimum through 3 innings with a trio of strikeouts, and Aaron Hicks has just greeted him with a mammoth shot deep to right field on the first pitch. What a bullpen.
The old hanger, hanging breaking ball.
I figure a man who's named Aaron would know how to hit a long ball, and he just did into the Braves' pen for a 1-0 Yankees lead.
He adjusted nicely, waiting for that pitch. That probably got somebody's car.
So Gary Sanchez, the batter, he rolled out his first time. 33 homers, 90 driven in last year for the Yankees catcher. He missed a month with a biceps problem last season. He lifts deep toward left. Santana going back. Ballpark's going to hold that one, however. Gentle breeze blowing ever so slightly in from left might have helped Julio there. 1 out.
Yeah, I think it kept that in the ballpark for sure. We're used to the wind blowing out here at Champion Stadium, but today blowing in a little bit from left.
So here's Ryan McBroom, a very late addition to the Yankees starting lineup, which originally had Greg Bird penciled in. No word as to why that change was made by New York. And Julio struck him out to end the first inning.
Yankees, as we told you, playing a split squad team here. They've got other players at home in Tampa playing Toronto today. Former Brave David Hale is starting that game for the Yankees.
To center and deep. Ender is not going to get that. It's a McHomer for McBroom. 2 solo shots from the Yankees, and they lead 2-0.
Neither one cheapies, and as I said before the game started, Julio had only given up 1 home run, which was very unusual for him for spring training. That was a fastball. Ran right into the barrel.
Major League fans might want to get used to seeing this year from the Yankees. They are going to hit a ton of home runs. Hicks has gone deep. McBroom is homered. It's 2-0, and Tyler Austin, the batter, he is out on a check swing his first time up.
The Yankees open their season in Toronto next Thursday. So naturally they don't want to have Luis Severino pitch against Toronto today. So they brought him over here to pitch against the Braves to avoid that happening.
Two balls, 1 strike for Tyler Austin. Julio got the corner called. 2-2. That's January Javero behind the plate. Jerry Lane, Las Diaz, and Gary Cedarstrom are the base path umpires today. First deep count for Julio. And Austin skies it away.
He had given up 2 runs all spring. He's given up 2 this inning. A hanging breaking ball and a misplaced fastball. Sanchez hit the ball hard too.
And Chase Santana to the left field warning track. Another ball hit in the air. And if Markakis had his man played perfectly, he's in 10 or 12 steps. And there's the second out. And this is Tyler Wade, who walked back in the second inning.
Good change up.
Backed it up. And just like that, it's 0-2 to Wade. Game plan for Julio Teheran, 4 innings today. Pitch count's in pretty good shape, 52 so far.
Yeah, he buzzed through the first 3 innings. I thought he might lobby for an extra inning today. We'll see.
Scott Kazmir is slated to pitch as well for Atlanta. So he might be the piggyback starter once Julio's workload is finished up. Anthony's perfectly placed. And Wade couldn't pull the trigger. Julio with 4 strikeouts. The Yankees with a couple of solo homers. And they take a 2-0 lead.
Is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. SunTrust. Confidence starts here. And by Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today.
9 up, 9 down so far for Luis Severino. He has struck out a pair of Braves. He'll face Ender Inciarte to lead off the home 4th. Yankees with a couple of homers lead 2-0.
couple of things noticeable as this inning was about to start, and that was the home plate umpire waving Ender up to get ready to hit as the leadoff batter for the inning, and not wait for your typical timing. In other words, the ball gets thrown down to second base, you should be somewhere near the dirt ready to step in the box as one of the initiatives to speed up play.
Yeah, two major pace of play rule changes were agreed upon by Major League Baseball and the Players Association. Again, Rob Manfred, the commissioner, had the right unilaterally to impose whatever changes he thought were needed. As Ender has the Braves' first hit, a shot to right field to lead off the home fourth inning. First big change is the number of mound visits. How many times do we see games grind to a standstill, seemingly, when pitchers and catchers couldn't get together on signs or situations? That's been limited to 6 non-pitching change visits by catchers, infielders, anybody.
That leads me to my second point of this. If you look on the arm of Gary Sanchez, he's got like a quarterback's sweatband with, I'm assuming, pitches, scouting report, just about anything you want on there.
That was tipped as Ozzie tried to bunt. Now there are exceptions to those 6 allowable visits. Injury checks. After a pinch hitter is announced, the pitcher and catcher can get together and go over the scouting report for that player. A visit between batters by an infielder is not considered one of those visits. And if infielders need to come in on a wet, muddy field on a rainy night, they can clean their spikes on that rubberized device that's behind the pitching rubber. And if a team runs out of those 6 allowed non-pitching change visits, it's up to the umpire's discretion as to whether or not to allow more. For example, you're out of challenges and you've got a relief pitcher and he and the catcher have a cross-up. The players were worried that if you can't visit, somebody might get hurt, which is understandable.
Yeah, that's going to be up to the umpires, like you said, to determine if it was an obvious.
That ball's hammered deep toward right by Albies, and that ball is gone. 2-run homer for the Braves second baseman.
Second time through the order for both of these starting pitchers. A little rough so far. He made a mistake with an off-speed pitch to Ender that led to the first hit. That was fastball. Third homer of the year of the spring for Ozzie.
So the Braves have tied it up at 2 apiece, and Freddie Freeman's the batter.
In other words, the catcher can't just say, oh, we're mixed up on the signs, he crossed me up, I need to go out. It's got to be a pretty obvious situation.
And you get more challenges if you play extra innings. So you get one challenge. You get 1 extra visit for every extra inning that you play.
You know what bugs me about that is that it's like in other sports you're allotted so many timeouts and then you run out of them. And then the referees are supposed to say, oh, you know what, I'm going to give you another one. If you run out of mound visits, you run out of mound visits.
Right? Seems to make sense. Well, the other change, too, is that for regular season games on the local broadcasts, commercial times were cut by 20 or 25 seconds between innings. And that in and of itself should save about 5 minutes of time of game time. Last year, the average time of game was 3 hours and 5 minutes. In 2003, it was 2 hours and 46 minutes. We'll see what the final number will be for a 9-inning game at the end of 2018. Freeman got a full count pitch, and he takes ball 4. So the first 3 Braves have reached in this inning, and Severino didn't like that call.
No, he didn't. He turned his back on Sanchez and the home plate umpire. He thought he had him struck out.
He still hasn't looked toward the plate. Shakes his head. It's the rosin bag. Paws at the mound. goes back to the stretch.
Had the plate, but got a 6'5" guy up there. Looked a little low.
And here's one of those mound visits from Sanchez as Severino looks to be a little out of sorts. And almost immediately the home plate umpire starts to march out toward the mound. Earlier this spring we saw a pitch clock, as it were, for that mound visit. I'm not sure how long these visits are supposed to be, but
you see the umpire pointing to the dugouts and to the official score. That's one visit.
pretty pitch evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Charlie Culberson's on deck. The Braves have tied the game at 2 on a 2-run homer from Ozzie Albies. And next guy's one out of play. So after breezing through the first 3 innings, Severino's had some rough times here in the 4th. Deep counts for back-to-back hitters, Freeman and Markakis now. And Freddie's running. Good jump, and the breaking ball missed up and away. So back-to-back walks. And that'll bring Larry Rothschild, the Yankees pitching coach, to the mound for the 2nd visit of this inning.
But does not constitute a visit from the dugout as the 2nd visit from the dugout, which would require Severino to come out of the game if it was all added together.
I don't mind all the pace of play changes they're trying to implement. I understand what baseball is trying to do to help capture and retain the younger audience, etc. It seems to me the simplest way to speed the game up is to call more strikes. I know hitters don't want to hear that. Make the hitters swing the bat.
No, I don't agree with that. I want the umpires to call the strike zone. I'm not endorsing them expanding the zone to call more strikes. Just call the zone.
Culberson didn't get it. A swing and a miss. Strike 1. Charlie struck out his first time up. 4 straight Braves have reached here in the 4th inning. And 0-2.
Pretty good swings at that breaking ball this inning. He's not quite as sharp with it.
He checked his swing, and now Charlie's got a 1-2 count. Braves wrap up the Florida portion of their spring schedule tomorrow afternoon. They've got a date with the Tigers over in Lakeland. Mike Fultonevich trying to wrap up what's been an excellent spring as well for the Braves. He'll get the start. Another broken bat. That's at least 3.
Good thing it's near the end of spring training. You know, if you're running low, get back to Atlanta and restock on the bats.
Well, think of all the gas they'll save on the plane, not having to carry him back to Atlanta.
That's a big consideration, I know.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Paint job over the outside corner. That was a big league pitch, boy.
Yeah, he got that call.
He's gotten Culberson looking twice. That's 3 strikeouts in the first out of the inning.
Yeah, right there.
Preston Tucker flied out to McKinney and right his first time up. And the breaking ball, a beauty. Yankees rotation figures to be pretty salty in 2018. You've got this guy at the top of the rotation, Masahiro Tanaka. CC Sabathia had a nice comeback year last year.
Yes, he did.
Sonny Gray's their 4th. And a big-time Yankee bullpen, anchored, of course, by Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, one of the best bullpens in the game.
So how would you like to play the Yankees 18-19 times next year, knowing about their offense, knowing their ability to put big numbers up in a hurry, and their ability to shorten the game to 5 or 6 innings every single day?
No, thank you. We saw Sonny Gray out in Oakland last year right before the trade deadline and liked him a lot.
So no balls, 2 strikes for Preston Tucker. Another paint job on the outside corner. Now Severino starting to locate after a couple of walks and a homer in this inning. Danny Santana, the final hope with 2 outs.
It's almost like Larry Rothschild, and that was borderline. Larry Rothschild went out and said, remember, you throw 96, 97. You've kind of gotten away from your fastball this inning. That was a good reminder, apparently.
Santana rolled out up the middle. And Freddie Freeman back safely at second base. To second, and the flip in time. Nice rebound from Severino. A single, a 2-run homer, back-to-back walks, and then he got the next 3 Braves hitters to preserve a tie. Julio Teheran, who has pitched 4 innings of 2-run, 2-hit ball. The 2 hits for the Yankees left the ballpark. We'll have Torres, and Billy McKinney coming up for New York. And ball 1 outside. Boy, what a big blow for the San Francisco Giants yesterday, huh?
Again.
Madison Bumgarner hit with a batted ball yesterday, broke the pinky on his pitching hand. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. A little pop-up at his shallow right. And Nick Markakis will handle that. It's my understanding Bumgarner's going to have surgery to have pins put in the pinky to stabilize it. And he's hoping to come back before the All-Star break. 6 to 8 weeks for the injury to repair. And then you've got to figure he's got to go through spring training all again.
Rehab, yeah. Of course, he missed so much time last year after an injury. Was that at the All-Star break when he had that four-wheeler accident?
He was in Colorado. I'm not exactly sure when it was.
Maybe it was on an off day I'm thinking of.
But just a couple of hours after Jeff Samardzija went to the DL with a pectoral muscle problem, the Giants lose Madison Bumgarner for a couple of months. Remember a couple of years ago, the Braves had the same thing happen with Brandon Beachy and Chris Medlin getting hurt in back-to-back starts in spring training.
Right.
And this time of spring, that's just crippling for a Giants team that was very busy this offseason, adding Andrew McCutchen and Evan Longoria. Ender with a terrific finish makes the grab to Rob Gleyber Torres. And I beg your pardon, he did drop it.
One of the few times you'll see Ender get a bad jump on a ball. One that was hit right at him, but it looked like it was hit hard and actually got a glove on it and didn't make the catch. Great recovery. He couldn't hang on.
Yep. I went behind when I lost it, so my mistake. It's a blue pit for Torres, and that brings up Billy McKinney. Giants not the only team in the National League West has some injury problems. The Dodgers will be without Justin Turner. He's got a fractured wrist for LA. Know how important Turner has been for them the last couple of years.
I guess if there's a good thing for that, it's non-displaced, so there's no surgery required. Daniel Murphy with Washington still battling a bad knee. Sounds like he may not travel with the team out of spring training.
Microfracture surgery to repair the knee for Murphy last October, and he's not ready yet. Hasn't played a game yet this spring.
Man, oh man, that must be a really hard surgery to recover from, because remember Grady Sizemore? He was one of the first guys I heard had that surgery, and I don't know if his knee was ever right.
And what a shame. What a player Grady Sizemore was in his early days with the Indians. Now back to the screen. It's 0-2. So Howie Kendrick and Wilmer Defoe, it appears, will be choice A, B, in whatever order you want for Dave Martinez, the new Washington manager, to play second base. As the Nats try to win the East again. No balls, 2 strikes. Popped up out of play. Some good injury news in the East. All about the New York Mets and their pitching rotation, how good it can be when healthy. They look very good so far this spring. Michael Conforto, you remember he dislocated his shoulder and tore the capsule swinging the bat in a game last year. He got in a game yesterday and was the DH. Had a hit in 4 tries. He's going to play the outfield today. And he's swinging a miss. Good off-speed pitch takes care of McKinney. And Tehran's got 5 strikeouts, 2 outs in the inning. But for the New York Mets, getting Michael Conforto back as good as he is, what a nice lift that would be for Mickey Callaway, the rookie Mets manager.
Mets are going to be good.
2 outs for Julio. Shane Robinson stands in the way of 5 full innings of work. And a fly ball headed toward right should handle that. Nick Markakis grabs it. Julio 5 impressive innings with 2 homers allowed. It's 2-2. Open some eyes with this long home run against Luis Severino.
And no doubter by Ozzie also. Some long homers hit today. 2 by the Yanks, 1 by the Bravos right there.
That was our Xfinity game break as we head to the home 5th. Severino out for another inning for New York. He's got Ruiz, Stewart, and Ender Inciarte coming up. Scott Kazmir's throwing in the Braves bullpen, so you figure it'll be 5 and fly for Julio today. And if that's the case, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk in his 5 innings. 65 pitches, 43 of them strikes.
Excellent. After a slow start, Rio's bat's been coming around the last couple of weeks. Made some adjustments along with Kevin Seitzer. It's created a little more contact. He was striking out a lot at the beginning.
And Severino gets him at 97 for strikeout number 5.
Hard to catch up to that upstairs.
Chris Stewart flat out his first time up. Stewart 4 out of 13 this year at the plate. And he takes a strike.
Say this for Severino. You don't have to worry about pace of play with him. He's going to get it back from Sanchez and throw another pitch. He's quick.
And it's headed upstairs and out of play to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ooh. 98 upstairs. He's getting loose, isn't he?
Sure is. Probably his last inning and letting it go.
That's one way to combat launch angle, wouldn't you say?
That is. Upstairs, high fastballs.
Ender singled and scored ahead of Ozzy's home run back in the 4th. Really enjoyed our conversation with him yesterday during the ball game. What an engaging, friendly, happy, and talented guy Ender Inciarte is.
I intended to ask him who he was referring to that gave him a baseball and said, remember to do the same if you're ever in a position to. But encouraged by his father to always sign autographs, be nice to the kids whenever he can.
Sanchez blocked that one nicely. A ball and 2 strikes. Great year last year for Brave center fielder Ender Inciarte. 201 hits, 6th most in team history for a single season. And Severino just struck out the side. Ender not sure, thought it was off the plate. 3 up, 3 down, 5 in the books. Through 5 in Orlando, Yankees 2, Braves 2. Kind enough to join us is the man that started the game for the Braves today and the man that will start on opening day against the Philadelphia Phillies, the always smiling Julio Teheran. How'd it feel today?
Well, pretty good, I would say, other than 2 homers that I give up. But, you know, getting ready for the season, I think the 5 innings, I threw really good and, you know, ready to go now.
Yeah, I thought you did too, Julio. Looked like you were locating your fastball. Changeup looked good. First home run was just hanging breaking ball. First pitch of an inning looked like you're just trying to get it over for strike 1.
Well, yeah, that curve I was, you know, in the bullpen. I didn't have my curve, so with that hitter right there, I wanted to make sure that I get that curve that I wanted to work during the season. He got me pretty good in that one.
What did you work on this offseason to get ready for 2018?
Well, I work on my slider. We all know that my slider it wasn't like it was before last year. You know, a lot of up and downs last year, but you know, I work on that. And my changeup, that's something that I've been working during this spring training, and you know, trying to throw it more. And like we see, it's a lot better, and it's making my slider better. My fastball obviously is right there, always been. You know, consistent with my fastball, and you know, I think now you can see the difference that I'm commanding and controlling everything.
Yeah, both sides of the plate. That was plain to see today.
Ripped by Aaron Hicks into the left field corner past Rio Ruiz, and Hicks greets Scott Kazmir with a ringing double to start the Yankees' 6th inning.
Are you a guy, Julio, that sets goals for yourself at the beginning of a year?
Well, yeah, I'm the kind of guy that when I get into off season, I like to set goals. I like to think and put in my head what I wanted to do the year that is coming, and that was my goal coming into this year. I got a lot of goals, trying to make better year, better numbers. We all know that I did it. It wasn't good, but it's a battle, and I did pretty good last year.
Yeah, you pitched great on the road. It was weird watching you pitch at SunTrust Park. New park, new dimensions, new surroundings. Was that part of the issue for you last year?
Well, I don't know what was the thing that was bothering me, but that's something that it happened last year, and I don't want to stick it in my mind. I just want to start the new season with different goals. Obviously, I want to do it better at home, and I don't want to put in my head anything of those issues.
We've asked this question of several of the guys regarding the young pitchers, and you're no old pitcher by any means, but the young guys. All right, 2 pickoffs in 2 days at second base. That's great. All that practice paying off.
You teaching these guys the pickoff moves, Julio?
That's something that we've been doing it a lot this spring training, and hopefully we get to do it during the season, because we're going to save a lot of runs on that.
What I was going to ask you was about the young pitchers. Are you seeing some growth and development from all these young guys?
Well, yeah, I'm excited about this year, how the guys doing. Forty did a great job last year. Newcomb, that he was okay last year, and he's still this spring training that he's getting better. He's getting his confidence. That's something as a young pitcher you have to have. You have to have to get to throw like you wanted to throw. But yeah, we see it different. I'm excited about this year. The rotation seems strong, and yeah, we're ready to compete and win games.
You'll be making your 5th consecutive opening start for the Braves. The only Braves pitcher, the last Braves pitcher to make more than 4 straight opening day starts was Hall of Famer Warren Spahn. What an honor.
Well, yeah, it's a great honor to make history with this organization. That it's going to be my 6th year with the organization, and yeah, to make history is a great honor. And beating that list, and it's something that motivates and keep me excited. It's something that it's good to have coming up to a new season.
And now that you've finished up your spring work, when do you start your preparation for the Phillies?
Well, my preparation for the Phillies starts since the spring training starts. Whenever I get to a spring training, that's when I start, think and work and stuff to get in the season. Tomorrow it's gonna be like my first day. Work. I just gotta work and prepare for the Phillies, and hopefully we'll get to do well this season.
Well, you always seem to do well on opening day, and this year will be no different. So we're looking forward to it.
My last question for you, I have 2 actually. Number 1, how's Jordan?
He's good. He went to Colombia. He went home for 3 weeks. He's planning to come back for opening day, so we will see him at SunTrust Park.
Is he throwing a baseball, and if so, please tell me it's not left-handed?
Well, he's not left-hander, but he started kicking soccer ball first.
Oh.
I know it's disappointing, but that's something that we see a lot back at home. So he started kicking soccer ball first.
Good for him.
And our crew has a picture that we're going to put up on the screen here in a second. You won't be able to see it.
You have a monitor?
Do you have a TV monitor down there? Okay. What's up with the new hairdo for 2018? Check that out.
Well, that's something that I wanted to change. We all know that last year I had a longer hair, and I just want to come to this year different. I want to level everything I have last year and last year. So this year is a new look and new everything, I would say.
Oh, I love it. Well, Joe said he's going to try to grow his the same way by the All-Star break. So,
right.
Julio, hope you have a great year, buddy. Thanks so much.
All right, guys. See you there.
Great job today. We'll see you back in Atlanta. The great Julio Teheran joins us this afternoon, as Scott Kazmir is the man following Julio in rotation. Kazmir in line to compete for a spot on this 25-man roster, either as the Braves' 5th starter or perhaps a long relief role. And he's got 2 outs here in the Yankees' 6th.
He's got a lot of major league experience. He's won over 100 games in the big leagues. Seems like he's also had 100 trips to the disabled list. He's been fighting injuries his whole career, and last year missed the entire season from a big league standpoint with a bad hip while in the Dodger organization. But you're right, along with the acquisition of Anibal Sanchez, Kazmir, those two guys are two odds-on favorites to nail down a spot as a fifth starter or long reliever.
Lane Adams has taken over for Ender in center field here in the top of the 6th inning. Well, the Kazmir, terrific pedigree, real fireballer in his young days with Tampa Bay, 3-time All-Star, and was a 20-year-old when he made his big league debut. Rio with a strong throw to first. Freddie kept the toe hold on the bag, and the Yankees waste a leadoff double in inning number 6. Bottom half coming up, still tied 2 apiece. Inning, Chad Green will be the new Yankees pitcher. Let's take a look at Scott Kazmir as he left the field a moment ago.
I was watching his body language on the mound. He threw a pitch and walked off the back of the mound for quite a while. Then he threw that pitch behind a hitter that just got away from him, and then he came to the dugout. I was talking to Chuck Hernandez and George Poulos, the new trainer, about something. His arm extended, so hopefully he's okay.
And there is some action in the Braves bullpen, so hopefully Scott's going to be all right. We'll let you know as soon as we find out, as Ozzie Albies leads off, tries to bunt, rolls it foul, and is down a strike.
Chad Green, 14 Ks in 9 innings this spring.
He's from Braves country out of Greenville, South Carolina. And missed upstairs. Green came up with the Detroit Tigers, was traded to the Yankees for Justin Wilson back in 2015.
Both starting pitchers, I'd say, had to be pleased with their tune-up for their opening day assignment, even though they both gave up some long balls.
Green had a spectacular year last year for New York, part of that awesome bullpen Joe was mentioning a moment ago. Last year, 5-0, a 1.83 ERA, and an astounding 103 strikeouts in just 69 innings pitched.
Goodness.
And he and Dylan Betances also, I should say, both struck out more than 100 men apiece in relief for New York.
That was a pretty awesome backdoor breaking ball right there.
So 8 Braves have been struck out today, 7 of them by Severino. Green gets the first man he sees today, and now he'll stare down Freddie Freeman. Freddie's grounded out and walked today. 2-2 game. Braves have 2 hits. One of them the Albies homer. And Freddie beats the shift.
Well, like I said, his whole batting practice was spent hitting the ball to left and left center. He'll give way to Sean Kazmar again for a pinch runner, but pretty funny swing right there to go the other way and beat the shift.
I'm really surprised the teams shift the way they do against Freddie. I mean, he himself has said his goal with every at bat is to do just what you said. That's hit a line drive over the shortstop's head. That time he hit it past third and departs for Kazmar. Markakis fouls it away at 94 miles an hour and is down a strike. Next lined out and walked.
There's his changeup from 94, 95 to 86. A very good take by Nick to lay off.
.93 at the knees will work more often than not. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Huge crowd here today. Not unexpected with the Yankees in town.
Fouled away. Kazmar was running with the pitch. The Braves will see the Yankees during regular season play. It's going to be one heck of a road trip. At the end of June, the Braves head to St. Louis for a 3-game series. Then over the 4th of July, we're in New York to play the Yankees. And from New York, we then head to Milwaukee for 4 games to play the Brewers.
Oh, one of those good zigzag road trips.
Kind of the way we start the year with trip to Colorado, Washington, and then Chicago. But the quality of the teams the Braves will be playing on that trip is going to be a real test. In the week before the All-Star break. All-Star game is at Nationals Park this year. July 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th is the All-Star festivities. And then the Braves open in Washington right after.
That seems late.
That's a ball foul.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, usually it's
break?
10th, 11th.
Yeah, even the 9th. Yeah.
Braves have the Phillies in Washington for the first homestand. Then after we go to Colorado, Washington and the Cubs. We'll have the Phillies and Mets in town for a nice long week. April 16th through the 22nd. Broken bat roller towards short. And a nice turn, and Markakis beats the wrap. Kazmar went in hard at second. And Nick, by an eyelash, beats the play at first, but there are 2 outs.
You mentioned that second homestand was Phillies and Mets.
Yes.
If I were the Phillies, I'd just leave a suitcase, at the team hotel. Going to be back in Atlanta, what, 8 days later?
Just about. I can't understand that schedule. The Braves are going to play the Phillies 3 times, or 3 series, I should say, before May the 1st. Meanwhile, in September, when Usually you play your divisional opponents a lot. Braves have the Pirates, the Red Sox, Arizona, and the Giants. Not to mention the Cardinals, too. Swing and a miss by Charlie Culberson.
Got to look at Kevin Josefina. Pinch running at first for Nick.
Well, they have been cutting corners on Culberson all day.
They sure have. Severino made some of his best pitches of the day to Charlie.
That's off the screen foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see if Scott Kazmir comes back out for the 7th inning for Atlanta. And a high fly ball lifted toward left. Robinson to the warning track, calls it in, and Culberson just missed a long home run to end the 6th. 7th inning, still tied 2 apiece. Is our score. Chip and Joe with you from Champion Stadium at Walt Disney World. Joining us downstairs in the dugout is Nick Markakis. Guess you're ready to go, huh?
Yeah, it's that time. It's that time of year. Yeah, everybody's itching to get out of here.
What's a veteran do when spring training starts early because the season's starting early? Does that throw your schedule off of what you want to do?
You know, not really. We still got to come down here and get our work in, and you know, for the most part, it's just for me myself is getting in the outfield and you know, get my feet under me. And you know, it doesn't matter how much stuff you do in the off season and working out, running, conditioning. It's you know, it's completely different when you get in game situations, and you know, it's just good to get out there and get my feet under me.
All right, would you consider yourself, Nick, an old school guy or a metrics guy at this stage in your career?
I'm you know, I just play the game. I guess you could say I'm old school. You know, I'm up there with a plan at the plate every time, trying to execute and you know, hustle everywhere, play good defense, and you know, just do your job basically.
With that said, there's been so much talk about the metrics and the numbers and the things that the Braves are trying to employ defensively for not just you, but everybody on the ball club. How receptive have you been to that, and how helpful do you think that could be for you?
It helps. It definitely helps. I can't sit here and say it doesn't, or else they wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you still got to have the natural eye. You still got to have a feel for the game. You know, certain things you're going to do differently than what the paper says, and you know, that's okay.
and you know, they preach that over here. And you know, like I said, you got to have the human eye, and you know, it doesn't hurt to have the numbers behind you.
You like your team right now?
Oh, I love the guys. I love the team. Love the coaching staff. Love the city. It's you know, it's an awesome place to play. We've got a great group of guys, and I know we're eager to get this thing rolling.
Pitching staff's been dominant too, huh?
Yeah, they have, and you know, from what I hear, it's only going to get better. And you know, I'm excited to see some of those guys come up this year and contribute and help us, you know, in our main goal.
Without being over the top on it, I'm just curious, how much better do you think this team is than where you were at the same time last year?
We're there. We're you know, yes, last year was a stepping stone for some of these young guys to come up, get their feet wet. And you know, they took it into the off season. They did great, and they came back. And you know, this spring they're outstanding. All the young guys are you know, they're doing their thing. They know what they need to do, and it's fun to watch.
On August 3rd last year, you picked up your 2000th career hit. Have you looked back at the tape of that game? Because last season, that was one of my fondest memories, was not just seeing you get number 2000, but seeing your kids and your family with the homemade signs in the stands rooting for Dad to get the Nico-meter pushed to 2000.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. My kids, my family, they're awesome. They're very, very supportive of me, and you know, to be able to have them there and do it, you know, with my parents there, it was special. It was definitely special, and you know, it's one of those things you really won't forget.
You've been around for a lot of opening days. I'm curious about, do you still get butterflies opening day?
Absolutely. Anybody tells you they don't, they're lying. You know, it's exciting. It's an exciting day for baseball, the fans, and you know, especially us. We love it. It's kickoff to a long season, and you know, it's fun. The atmosphere is great, and you know, day one of 162 games.
Well, your first major league start, I just looked it up. You hit a home run. Remember that?
I did. I actually sat the first game because Mr. Casimir was pitching, and you know, I got in there the second game, and you know, it was fun. It's one of those things you won't forget either.
First major league hit, a home run off Dan Miceli on April 5th, 2006.
Yep, 3-2 count.
Well, 99 fastball,
in Baltimore?
Right?
In Baltimore, yes, it was.
That's great. Well, we're excited for you, Nick. I know Christina and Taylor and Tucker and Toby are ready for opening day as well, and I really appreciate the way you play the game, the way you handle yourself in that clubhouse. You are a pro's pro, and the last 3 years having you here has been a real treat to describe what you do on the field, and here's to many, many more.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Just doing my job, right?
Well, have a good year.
Thank you, guys.
Nick Markakis here at Walt Disney World as the Braves and Yankees battle in the 7th. And a strike. You know, you can use the famous Teddy Roosevelt line. He is that kind of player. Speak softly, carry the big stick, lead by example, and
play the game right.
Pro's pro.
Jose looks good today. Had a bit of a rough outing a couple of nights ago, loaded the bases up but didn't give up a run, and today a 1-2-3 inning.
You got it. Time to stretch. Take me out to the ball game time. 2-2.
you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Yellowwood, SunTrust, confidence starts here, and Sherwin-Williams.
Chip and Joe with you from Walt Disney World. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, still tied 2 apiece. Julio Teheran started for Atlanta, his final spring start before opening day. He looked terrific again. A couple of solo homers, all he allowed in his 5 innings of work. Luis Severino for the Yankees, equally brilliant. He struck out 7 in 5 innings. He allowed a 2-run homer to Ozzie Albies in the 4th, and that's where we stand in the home 7th.
We were talking to Nick Markakis between innings about Severino and how hard he was throwing. He was very complimentary of Chad Green, too, and he said he hides the ball well and it's on you before you know it.
Base hit by Tucker the other way. So a promising start to the Atlanta 7th. Preston Tucker 1 for 3. And Danny Santana will be the hitter. And that might be it for Mr. Green. It's going to be, as Josh Bard, the acting manager for the Yankees today, as they play a split squad affair, is going to go to his bullpen and get Green, who went an inning, gave up a couple of hits with a strikeout. Home 7th will continue. We'll tell you who the new Yankees reliever will be in just a moment. Baseball from spring training's always live with MLB At Bat. The app will keep you connected every day with live radio calls, video highlights, stats, breaking news, and more. Download MLB At Bat now. It's your #1 Atlanta app. This is Adam Warren, pride of Alabama and the University of North Carolina, on in relief.
A little bit of a rough spring for him so far, but another guy that they like a lot. Yeah, they've got all kinds of choices for their bullpen, as if they needed to fill any spots. It's so good.
Runner at first for Santana, nobody out in the 7th. Warren started his career with the Yankees, was then traded to the Cubs after the 2015 season for Starlin Castro. Then he was flipped back to the Yankees with Billy McKinney, Gleyber Torres, or Aroldis Chapman. Had a little DL time last year with some shoulder inflammation, but appears to be good to go.
See another pinch runner.
Keith Curcio is that man. 1 ball, no strikes. Hits are even at 4, runs are even at 2. As a changeup fooled Danny, it's an even count.
No word on Scott Kazmir and why he only went 1 inning, but he did not appear to be himself coming off the mound.
A bunt. Pretty good one. Throw to first is just in time.
That was a beauty.
That's a win-win for Atlanta in that he was trying to beat that out for a hit, but the out at first on a close play gets the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Oh, he stumbled. If he hadn't stumbled, he'd have beat it out.
So the RBI chance for Rio. Runner at second, one out. Rio's 0 for 2. And just fouled.
Pretty heavy sinker there from Mr. Warren. Good late movement, 90 miles an hour.
Rio part of the haul from the Astros that brought Mike Fultonevich and Andrew Thurman. He had the deal for Evan Gattis after the 2015 season. Excuse me, before the 2015 season, I beg your pardon. Last year, Rio hit 20 home runs between AAA and the big leagues in 156 games.
It's like a lot of 90s out there at second base, doesn't it? Wearing navy blue.
Mm-hmm.
When the Braves first got Rio and the first look we had at him, he was, I don't know how to put this, a little pudgy. Yeah,
Why are you looking at me when you say that? Yes.
Because I knew you'd know how to endorse it.
Very broadcaster-like,
Yes.
you might say, right?
Almost, he wasn't out, didn't appear to be out of shape. He just looked heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really kind of redefined his body. He's in better shape. He was a quarterback in high school, so you know he's a good athlete. But he was a little thick. That's the word I wanted. He was a little thick, and I think he's trimmed up some, and that's helped him a lot.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And nice play behind the plate to keep the runner at second base and a full count. Well, I'll tell you this about Rio. He is a strong young man. I'm sure you've shaken hands with him.
Mm-hmm.
It is vice-like.
Yeah.
His handshake grip.
Met his dad at the Hall of Fame banquet, and what a nice man he is.
So Warren ready with a 3-2 pitch, and it's fouled away at the plate.
Got a base open, threw him a changeup right there that he fouled off. I'd be surprised to see them try it again. Nope, fastball.
And Rio's hanging tough. We'll do it again. There's the change, and Rio chased it and is down on strikes. It's a good call, Joe. Rio couldn't resist, and he's struck out for the second time today. And let's see if Chris Stewart can bite the hand that once fed him. Former Yankee is 0 for 2 in his start. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Braves and Tigers tomorrow in Lakeland. As we told you, Mike Fultonevich will get the starting assignment. Our friends at Fox Sports Detroit will have that broadcast. It will be carried on Fox Sports South tomorrow. And then it'll be a race to the Lakeland Airport as the Braves will board the charter and head back to Atlanta and get set for the Braves finale with the Yankees at SunTrust Park on Monday night. Little flare is going to drop. And the Braves have taken the lead as Chris Stewart comes through with a 2-out hit in the 7th. It's 3-2.
Thing of beauty right there. Third RBI for him this spring. Breaking ball hung up a little bit. A little bit of fighting it off swing and enough to get it out there. Interesting note on Chris. I was just reading about him. He went to junior college for 1 year out in Riverside, California, but then during his time in the minors, he got his college degree through doing it online, the Phoenix program, the Phoenix
University?
Yes, yes.
Right.
Got his degree in business online.
Really?
Yeah, good for him.
Lane Adams, the batter. And takes a strike.
I'd like to see Lane get into one, turn this wind around a little bit.
Now 2-2. And now full count. So Stewart will get a head start in a 3-2 Braves game.
Good cut. Yeah, it was.
And we'll do it again. There goes Stewart. And there goes Adams on a called third strike. Chris Stewart with a bloop single brings home Keith Curcio to give Atlanta a lead heading to the 8th. In the ATL, when the best of Atlanta sports are all in one place, it's Hawks, Braves, and Atlanta United. Coming soon to Fox Sports South and Fox Sports Southeast. April in the ATL is presented by Advance Auto Parts. Big crowd today in Orlando, where the Braves have taken a 3-2 lead. Another man fighting for a bullpen job is on the mound now. It's left-hander Rex Brothers.
He's certainly in the mix. And 8 games in spring training. Those numbers are skewed a little bit because of just 1 or 2 outings. Otherwise, he's pitched pretty well. A.J. Minter and Sam Freeman, 2 left-handed stalwarts. Rex would like to be the 3rd lefty in that group. Rex has come back from some arm problems that knocked him out of baseball for a while, and he came back strong last year after the Braves signed him, and he pitched well.
One ball, one strike, and all the way to the backstop. Well, Brothers might be a guy that could be a left-handed relief specialist. Lefties last year hit just .216 against him. He faced 41 left-handed batters and struck out 16 of them.
And we've talked about that a lot, about lefties having a hard time getting lefties out when they're brought in to get them. Case in point right here.
Count 3-1 to Billy McKinney, who's 0 for 2. Mile-high fly ball hammered to left. But Park will hold that. McKinney gave it a ride, but is retired for the first out.
Second time he's hit a ball a long way that way.
So Shane Robinson, the batter. Robinson's 0 for 2. Braves relievers today, Scott Kazmir, who was expected to pitch more than 1 inning. Gave up a double, a walk, threw a wild pitch, got out of the 6th inning, but didn't look particularly comfortable leaving the field. No word yet on if anything is ailing Scott Kazmir. Jose Ramirez came on in the 7th, worked a 1-2-3 frame. Now Rex Brothers has gotten the first Yankee hitter in the 8th. Braves lead 3-2. An Albies homer, a Chris Stewart RBI hit. The run scoring plays for the Braves today.
There's a lot of new terminology in baseball. Younger guys come up with different stuff. Are you in on velo? Are you a velo guy for velocity?
Velo?
Well, this guy's got good velo today.
Yeah, that one doesn't bother me.
No, I'm just asking if you use it, if you
Velo?
if you kind of work it in.
No.
I didn't say vino. I know you work vino in.
Yeah. Velo doesn't do it. You know, it's all right. I don't like BABIP too much. You know, the batting average of balls in play.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like you're stuttering.
Yeah, right. Right. VORP.
What's that?
I can't remember, but that's one of those newfangled
Is it
acronym things that
velocity on right-handed players?
something like that. Yeah, right. 3 balls and a strike. And he missed outside to Robinson, and And walks him with 1 out. Of course, the all-time best is WAR.
Yeah.
Wins above replacement.
I'm coming around to that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. Once I figured it out. This time of spring training, it's so important. I mean, every outing's important. We've been talking about that with your last opportunity to make an impression on the pitching coach or manager or front office. And walks are one of the worst ways to worst things for you on that last impression.
Jeff Hendricks is the Yankee hitter. He took over for Aaron Hicks in the 6th inning as a pinch runner and got picked off by Scott Kazmir.
Beautiful pickoff.
There's another opportunity for Brothers to retire a left-hand batter. And Hendricks didn't get it. Even count. Jerry Lane has positioned himself. I believe that's Jerry in the middle of the diamond. Or is that Gary Cedarstrom? Well, whoever the second base umpire is, he has positioned himself, that's Jerry, perfectly to cover up the strike zone.
We need a GoPro to put it on his hat that we can cut to.
Good umpire and a real good guy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And popped up. And a battle for the souvenir out on the berm.
A berm ball battle. Now, Jerry's in good shape. He's ready for the season to start. Drop some pounds. There was a time where you couldn't even see the batter's boxes if you were behind Jerry like this. Not anymore.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And Hendricks is down swinging.
Got both the lefties.
Now it's Francisco Diaz.
When I played in Mexico and Venezuela, any of the Latin players who were named Francisco always went by Pancho. That was like the natural nickname for Francisco.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wonder if these guys, like Francisco Diaz, I wonder if you called him Pancho, if he'd respond to that.
I don't know. No balls at a strike. But as Will Ferrell said in the great movie Elf, Francisco, that's so fun to say. Why change it up?
Yeah. We don't have a Francisco, do we?
Not
Not anymore.
Nope. We had one when it counted, though, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well hit to right, but Connor Lean has that one measured up, and Rex Brothers pitches around a 1-out walk and protects a 1-run Atlanta lead. Braves fans, tickets are still available for opening day this Thursday, March 29th, when the Braves take on the Phillies. It's a day at the ballpark you don't want to miss. Get your seats for opening day today at braves.com/tickets. I believe Aaron Nola is the man that will get the ball for the Phillies on opening day. You know about Julio Teheran and the Braves. He will see the Phillies 9 times in the first 30 days or so on the calendar in 2018. As Ezekiel Carrera leads off. Braves trying to add to a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Warren still out there for the Yankees. At least for the moment. And Carrera takes a strike. Got your tie picked out for opening day?
No, I've got several candidates.
Yeah.
There's one that may have to go to the DL. A couple others might get optioned out, but there's 2 or 3 others fighting for a spot.
I'd ask you what color they are, but I don't think you know, even if
No.
even if you're going to venture a guess.
That's why everybody should tune in.
Yeah, right. Good point. Good point. Are you? Have you got?
People can just say, "What kind of combo is that?"
Do you have a pattern in mind? Is it going to be a paisley? Is it going to be a plaid, stripes? What do you got?
I'm big on paisley lately. That's what I wore to Meg's wedding. Was a tie that I thought was blue turned out to be purple.
Carrera lost his helmet and is down on strikes, and that'll do it for Warren, who's going to go an inning in the 3rd with 3 strikeouts. Yankees will go ever deeper into their bullpen here in the 8th inning. Bases will be empty with 1 out. 3-2 Atlanta. The new Yankee hurler will be announced in just a minute. Whitewater High School in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Ben Heller, a former Cleveland Indian, who was traded to the Yankees in the big Andrew Miller deal in 2016. Clint Frazier, Justice Sheffield, J.P. Frierison, and Ben Heller for Andrew Miller on July 31st, 2 years ago.
A few hits and some runs this spring, but a lot of strikeouts.
He slings it low and outside is Sean Kazmar, who took over for Freddie Freeman back in the 6th inning.
Sean's one of my new favorite players in the organization. 33 years old, still hacking away, boy. Wait for that opportunity, hoping to make the best of it. Last year, good year at Gwinnett, was named was a co-MVP.
MVP of the G Braves. Yep.
Yeah. Who are now called the what? The Stripers?
The Stripers.
I like that. I like it better than your suggestion of the buttons.
Too historical for you?
It just didn't go together somehow.
No.
Striped bass, I like it.
Right. And a swing and a miss takes care of Kazmar. If Dad were here, he would have thought they named it in honor of the DOT.
Yes, he would have.
Not the fisherman. 2 outs. Kevin Josefina gets to swing the bat here in a big league spring training game. (3-2) Atlanta in front.
I was talking about Freddie Freeman hitting the ball the other way. So was Nick in batting practice today, just trying to hit the ball the other way and get loose. These guys that come over from the minor league camp, not so much. It is launch time. It is watch how far I can hit it.
Kevin Josefina signed with the Braves the same day Atlanta signed Ozzie Albies out of Curacao.
No kidding.
He was an international free agent signee back in 2013. Didn't play many games his first couple of years as a professional player. And the 6 feet tall 170-pounder is down on strikes, and we head to the 9th inning.
Hey kids, a reminder, stick around immediately.
Atlanta Braves and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
3 outs to get for Atlanta to knock off the New York Yankees. The Braves will try to close this one out with 6'5", 205-pound David Peterson.
Only his second game this spring. Obviously gave up a run, so he'd like to avoid that today in a one-run game.
He did some nice work at Gwinnett last year. 53 strikeouts, 15 walks, and 67 2/3 innings at AAA. "28 years old after the Braves took him in the 8th round in 2012.
Be careful with this guy. We already saw what he could do early in the game. Ready to change his name to McBroom.
A long home run in the 4th inning for Ryan McBroom, who is promptly ahead in the count now. 10,338, the announced crowd at Disney today. And that is ball 4. A leadoff walk in a one-run game in the 9th inning. And that'll bring up Tyler Austin, who's 0 for 3.
We never did hear anything about Greg Bird and why he didn't play unless there was a mistake on their lineup, and he stayed back in Tampa.
Yeah, his name was on the printed lineup sheet, but never appeared. And according to our truck, there was an injury problem with Bird. Apparently a sore right foot is what sidelined Greg Bird today. No word on Scott Kazmir, who pitched an inning in relief behind Julio Teheran today, and it was hoped Kazmir would have gone more than one, certainly. And there's a strike to Austin, quickly 0-2.
A couple of good sliders.
Still 0-2. Final game this spring at Champion Stadium. The Braves will have one more season left at Walt Disney World before they move to their new spring training facility, which is underway in Northport, Florida. And Austin went around. He's rung up. And the slider gets him. 1 on, 1 out in the 9th. This is Angel Aguilar. Sudden, Mr. Peterson's at the release point working.
And his slider's sharp. Maybe he can get a ground ball to end this thing.
Line drive to left. Aguilar went down and raked that to left field. So the Yankees have 2 on in the 9th, 1 out. And Diego Castillo's the hitter. Is it too early to say the Magnificent Seven will follow as soon as Castillo hits into a 6-4-3?
No, go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. To left and playable. 2 outs. So 1 more to get.
Good to have Carrera out there running him down.
And Gleyber Torres, the final hope for the Yankees. He's 1 for 3 on the day. And we'll see New York 4th of July in the Bronx at New Yankee Stadium. July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to be exact.
So we'll make 4 trips up there.
Correct.
That won't coincide with any trip to play the Mets, right?
No, it will not.
That'd make too much sense.
One thing that will be fun is when we take off from New York, might be able to see some fireworks displays from above as you fly.
Yeah, that's right. Is it a day game?
To Milwaukee. It is a day game.
Huh.
Braves will head to Milwaukee. Line drive, a base hit up the middle, and McBurn's going to come around, and he's going to score. The throw to third is off target. The Yankees, down to their last 2 strikes, have tied it in the 9th. Gleyber Torres cashes in the proverbial leadoff walk in the 9th, and we're tied 3 apiece.
Even his teammates are in the dugout going, "What are you doing?" Well, when you go to the plate, you're not going to give up an out, no matter what the time of spring training is.
Well, if the Yankees wait about 25 minutes, traffic heading west on I-4 won't be quite so bad. So maybe that was part of Torres' plan. So they got him 1st and 3rd in a 3-3 game now. And Billy McKinney, the batter, he's flied out to left twice and struck out once.
Good sinker there. Been saving that one.
Lucas Herbert's behind the plate, so with a runner at 3rd, anything in the dirt, he's got a body block and keep in front if he can. To keep Aguiar from scoring from 3rd. And a line drive right back through the box puts the Yankees in front. Peterson went sprawling to his backside as that ball whistled past his 6'5" frame. And New York, with 2 in the 9th, leads 4-3.
Sinker that didn't sink.
So 3 hits and a walk in the 9th inning for New York. They're back in front 4-3. And Shane Robinson gets another chance. He's the 7th man to hit in the inning.
There's 13 RBIs on the spring from McKinney.
And a strike. Robinson not too sure about that. No swing that time, even count. He's getting movement, but he's just not clipping the corners yet. Throw to 3rd, not in time. Everybody moves up. Herbert lucky to get leather on that one. So dangerous pitch here for Robinson. 3 balls and a strike. Up the middle. Nice stop, but no play. Another run is in. Moore did a heck of a job to keep the ball on the infield. That saved 1 run, but another comes across for New York, and they've got a 3-run 9th inning. And it's now 5-3, and Brian Snitker will go to his bullpen. So Shane Robinson gets his 6th spring RBI. Peterson departs after a disappointing 9th that began with a leadoff walk. Left-hander Justin Kelly, a former Angel of Anaheim. The Braves got him in a deal that sent Jim Johnson west. In fact, it was the first trade of Alex Anthopoulos' reign as the new general manager in Atlanta.
Anxious to see what he's got.
Pitched in 5 levels at the Angels organizational chart last year. So Jeff Hendricks will be the man Kelly faces here in the New York 9th. And it's upstairs, ball 1. Swing and a miss. Might recall part of that deal involving Jim Johnson was Jim had a large salary number that the Angels picked up. The Braves sent them some international bonus pool money, which they used a few days later to sign Mr. Ohtani.
They are also the team that signed Kevin Maitan, who had become a free agent after being released from his contract from the Braves organization.
2 balls, 1 strike.
With Andrelton Simmons ensconced at shortstop for the Angels, that was kind of an odd place for Maitan to go.
Ball 3. There's a strike. It's a full count. Robinson will get a head start at first with a 3-2 pitch. There he goes. And ball 4 loads him up. And here's Pancho Diaz, as Joe called him earlier, the 9th Yankee to hit in the inning.
That was not as good a pitch as ball 4.
Two and one. Shane Robinson is talking with Jerry Lane out at second base, like, hey, can we move this along? You got to throw strikes.
Yeah, you can't do anything about this.
Yeah.
Kelly's excited, got a lot of adrenaline, trying to show a little something and overthrowing.
And he walks in a run.
Two young guys getting a chance to kind of show what they can do, and it has not gone well. And yet more activity in the Braves bullpen.
That's Jacob Webb getting ready. And here's Ryan McBroom. A homer, a walk, and 2 runs. There's a strike. High hopper left side, deep short, long throw to second, and it's thrown away into right field. 2 runs are going to score, and the Yankees will have runners at first and third. Heck of a job by Moore to get to that ball, but his throw eluded Josefina at second base, and 2 more come across for the Yankees. They've got a 6-run 9th inning brewing. He scored a hit and an error.
Wow, okay. One thing good about that play was Connor Lean was backing it up in right field.
So Tyler Austin, the 11th man to bat in the inning. Five of these runs belong to Peterson. And all the trouble started with a proverbial leadoff walk. Now the 0-2 pitch. Just a bit outside.
Herbert is earning his money back there behind the plate today. He's only been catching for an inning.
Line toward left. Carrera with a diving catch ends the top of the 9th inning. But the Yankees score 6 runs on 5 hits. 1, 2, 3 walks as well. Last call for Atlanta. Braves have 3 outs to get at least 5 runs against the Yankees. 8-3 is the score. Second game in a row, the Braves have had some late inning relief issues. Matt Whistler had a rough time of it yesterday, giving up 7 runs without retiring a batter against the Tigers. The Braves surrender 6 in the 9th today. But let's see if they can come back against the Yankees in their final spring appearance here at Champions Stadium. It's Cody Carroll. More than 1 strikeout per inning pitched.
Watching him warm up, you can understand that. He was airing it out. I wonder if he's related to Clay Carroll.
I'm checking. He was on the Arizona Fall League. All-AFL team this past offseason. Out of the University of Southern Mississippi. A 22nd round pick in 2015. Big, tall, rangy right-hander, 6'5", and he's throwing strikes to Dylan Moore, and that one missed upstairs. Carroll ranked the Yankees 22nd overall prospect. MajorLeagueBaseball.com scouting report says this kid can throw 96 to 100 with his fastball. And he has an upper 80s hard breaking ball.
Yeah, it was an 87 slider earlier.
Carroll will also throw a splitter from time to time. And that might have been it. That thing danced and darted away, and there's the first out.
Absolutely it was. Boy, that was a beauty.
Just what the Yankees need, another guy out of the bullpen throwing 100. Here's Keith Curcio. He scored the go-ahead run for the Braves back in the 7th. Came on as a pinch runner and takes a strike.
What I'd really like to see Carroll do is quit looking at the radar gun on the scoreboard and see how hard he threw a pitch. He already knows he throws hard. Quick look out to center. How hard was that pitch? How hard was that pitch? Quit looking.
Hitters will tell you how hard you're throwing, right?
Mm-hmm.
One ball, two strikes, base is empty, one out, last of the 9th. 8-3 Yankees, and lifted toward right. And McKinney is there, makes the play. Curcio flies out. The Braves are down to their final out. And it'll be Connor Lean. He didn't get cheated. Good cut. Didn't get a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Even count.
He's got a good arm and he's got a good slider. That split that he struck out more on was a beauty.
Stroke toward left center, but that's going to do it. Lean flies out to left, and the Yankees with a big 6-run 9th inning come back and beat the Braves by a final score of 8-3. Parker, that wraps it up for us in Orlando. Can't wait to get started with you Monday night and then Thursday for real against the Phillies.
I will see you at SunTrust Park with bells on.
And hopefully a nice looking tie.
Paisley bells. Well, no, polos.
Polo.
But Monday night.
Well, we'll work through that later.
It'll be sharp.
Yes, we will. We'll be with you Monday night. Braves and Yankees at 7:30 opening day Thursday afternoon. Joe Simpson and our entire great Fox crew. It's been a pleasure being with you in Orlando. We'll see you in Atlanta Monday night.
Don't miss out.